A global succession crisis is quietly unfolding. In the U.S., Deloitte's 2026 survey found that 78% of family business executives expect a CEO transition within the next decade, and 42% expect it within 3 to 5 years. Yet, while 85% say succession planning is critical, only 57% have a plan, and just 23% are actively implementing one. Across Europe, roughly 690,000 SMEs and 2.8 million jobs are affected by ownership transfers every year, and about one-third of those transitions are at risk of failure because there is no successor. In Japan, there are 1.7 million SME owners over the age of 70, and a 2024 survey found that 52.1% of companies had no successor. And these challenges aren't limited to one country. From North America and Europe to Asia, business owners are confronting the same question. So, let me ask you, what is your succession plan? What risks are you taking by waiting? For tech CEOs, this matters even more. Why? Because unlike traditional businesses, so much of your value may be tied up in one fast-moving, intangible asset, your company. And if too much of that value is tied to you personally, the risk is even greater. A health event, a market correction, a new competitor, a shift in buyer demand. Any one of these can change your options overnight. Just this spring, we saw a founder and CEO in his mid-40s lose his fight with cancer just 10 months after diagnosis. 10 months. In an instant, the conversation changed from growth plans and long-term strategy to far more difficult questions. Who will lead the company now? Will the business continue to thrive without its founder? Will the culture survive the loss of a charismatic leader whose vision and relationships helped shape the organization? None of us expects these kinds of events, but that's exactly why succession planning matters. It's not about predicting the future. It's about making sure your company, your employees, your customers, and your family are protected if the unexpected happens. So, what are your succession options? First, family succession, passing the business to your children. Second, a management buyout, or MBO. Third, employee ownership through an ESOP. Fourth, a SPAC. And fifth, a merger, sale, or recapitalization. Let's start with family succession. In technology, we see very little of it. Most founders' children choose a different path, and very few software companies successfully transition from founder to family. Next are MBOs and ESOPs. While they can work in traditional industries with significant hard assets, they're rarely practical in software and technology companies. Tech businesses are built primarily on intellectual property, recurring revenue, customer relationships, and talent, assets that are difficult for banks to finance. Simply put, employee groups and management teams often can't compete with the valuations strategic buyers are willing to pay. As for SPACs, and IPOs for that matter, they're not realistic options for most founders. Frankly, the option you need to look at is M&A, which includes a merger, sale, or recapitalization. So, when is the right time to sell your technology company? Many founders think the answer is when the valuation is highest. But timing isn't that simple. M&A cycles follow the markets, and when the market turns, valuations decline rapidly. The most successful exits are usually planned before they're needed. For founders, you should be asking yourself a few hard questions. Have I built a company that can thrive without me? Is my market consolidating right now? Would a larger organization serve my customers better? What do I want to do in my next chapter? Spend more time with family, travel, write a book, start another company? And if something changed suddenly, my health, the economy, the buyers in my sector, would I regret not exploring my options sooner? And perhaps the most important question of all, if you had cash instead of your company today, would you invest it all back into this business and commit the next 5 years of your life to running it? Think about that. Because succession planning is not about giving up. It's not about retiring. And it's not even necessarily about selling. It's about maintaining control. Exploring a sale doesn't mean you have to sell. It means you understand your options before circumstances make the decision for you. Now, here's one final question. If you had cash instead of your company today, would you invest it all back into this business and commit the next 5 years of your life to running it? If the answer is yes, double down. If the answer is maybe or no, then now may be the time to start thinking seriously about succession, value protection, and what comes next. Because the best time to plan an exit is rarely when you need to. It's when you still have the power to choose. So the best way to prepare is to get educated. Join one of our upcoming Selling Up, Selling Out events this summer. Attend as my guest. Use VIP code SUMMER26 and the registration fee will be waived.